Lionel Armstead, the latest Mountaineers sharpshooter to break Rutgers' hearts, shot down the Knights a week ago. In the final 2 seconds, does he have the same fantastic finish in mind tonight? Find out next.
Spears defended by Billett with 4. He'll get the shot off.
It comes down to the last possession. Billett going to the basket. Billett. Oh, no, the tip. No, and West Virginia hangs on.
Here's Oliver. Armstead. 5 seconds. Baseline. Fadeaway Armstead. Down. Good ball. Here's Greer at the buzzer. Won't go, and West Virginia has escaped. 70-68.
In Piscataway, New Jersey, on the campus of Rutgers University. It's the Big East. Tonight, the 58th meeting between West Virginia's Mountaineers and the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Hi, everybody. Mike Crispino, Doris Burke. Mountaineers have won 3 of the last 4 played between these two schools, all in the final seconds. The Scarlet Knights come in 0-6 in the conference doors, desperate for a win. They've lost to 3 ranked opponents. They need one badly tonight.
Well, there's been 2 consistent themes for this basketball team. Number 1, they've gotten down and clawed their way back, haven't been able to finish. On a positive note, Todd Billett has consistently been solid in conference. He's a guy who last week burned West Virginia for 21 from beyond the arc. He's an outstanding long-distance shooter. They move him from the 1 guard to the 2 spot. This allows him some freedom to roam the floor and find different areas to score from. They'll run him off some screens. He's got outstanding range, so you got to step up and guard him even at 24 feet. If you don't get to him in transition, he's equally as proficient. He can handle it. If you don't stop him, he'll pull the trigger. And everywhere on the floor, you've got to guard this kid. A better dribble drive makes him even more dangerous.
As for West Virginia, 1-3 in the conference, led by a man from Brooklyn, New York, Calvin Bowman, among the league leaders in scoring and rebounding.
Topic number 1 in the last 2 days of practice for Rutgers has been Calvin Bowman. He's averaging a double-double in conference. Look for Rutgers to double it when he touches it on the block. They've got to make him give it up.
In 22 years at West Virginia, Gail Catlett has led the Mountaineers to many postseason tournaments. He and Kevin Bannon square off next. It's West Virginia and Rutgers. This is Big East basketball. CSFB direct starting lineups tonight for West Virginia and Gail Catlett. Tim Lyles, the sophomore, in the backcourt with Lionel Armstead, both 5'11". Brooks Berry at 1 forward. Calvin Bowman, who we talked about, the 6'9" senior. And then John Oliver gets the start as well. Mike Sherrod, Todd Billett in the backcourt, Jeff Greer, Rashad Kent, Eugene Dabney in the middle, the sophomore at 6'10" for Kevin Bannon.
Yeah, Greer, a guy who's got to consistently score. You see his numbers. He'll hurt you in a lot of different ways. Certainly a quality board guy, can score, but he can also set other guys up. He's got to be aggressive and consistently give him points.
This is a big game for Rutgers. They're 0-6, as we mentioned, in the conference. They have lost 2 at home, 1 a heartbreaker to Syracuse, 64-63. St. John's pulled away to win by 9 most recently, and then losses on the road at West Virginia and Boston College. So they need to get in the win column in conference against West Virginia here tonight.
Yeah, Kevin talked earlier today about we can't go down by double digits. My guys are just worn out trying to fight back in games, so we need a solid start. That one hurts by Greer. He got in close.
Rashad Kent's shot was partially blocked, but West Virginia, an unforced error coming down the other way as they handle it the first time with a miscue.
You know, Gail Catlett's club last week, these 2 teams played a remarkably clean game. Turnovers way down in single digits on both sides. You could see it was free throws that were the undoing of the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Missed 9.
And a traveling violation on Mike Sherrod. Only 17 turnovers in that game. That's about as solid a game as you can play in college basketball. Here's West Virginia on the run. 3-point bomb, and it's good, coming from Lionel Armstead. He averages 14.5 a game, and he's got West Virginia on top 3-0.
And he's a little streaky now, so he hits his first. You step up a little closer, make him dribble drive.
Kevin Bannon talking about Mike Sherrod, his freshman guard, wearing number 3, how he's learning the game. Another steal, and ahead of the field, it's Calvin Bowman for a one-hand slam.
A little tip from behind. Nobody in transition defense because you're out of position.
Bowman wears number 41, and he is alone inside. 6'9" senior from Brooklyn.
Yeah, he's tough to guard because he goes in and out on you.
Kent, strong move inside and a little layup over John Oliver.
Yeah, John Oliver, the more physical of the two guys that you think about inside defensively, but Kent, he is just tough to handle.
Here's Sherrod stepping in, trying to come up with it. Does not get the steal, but seconds run off the clock for West Virginia. Lyles hands, down to Bowman it goes from Armstead. Oliver, kick back, Sherrod got a piece, and he comes up with it and bounces it off Bowman. Solid play by Rashad Kent.
Yeah, and that's a consistent theme tonight. They worked hard on that Rutgers today at the shoot-around. They're going to double it. Anytime Bowman touches it on the block, this is what you're going to get all night long. It's going to be a consistent theme. They double him, they make it, give it up to Oliver, and then Oliver, not a guy you want handling the basketball.
Rutgers not a team that steals it a lot. Here's another turnover by the Scarlet Knights. And the Mountaineers try to take advantage. They'll slow it down and try to move it into Bowman. Back out to Lyles it goes. 3 early turnovers by Rutgers in the opening 2 minutes.
Yeah, that hurts. This is a team that must play at a high level. Their talent level is not good enough to kind of give teams other options.
Nice dish by Lyles, but the shot missed by John Oliver. Lyles set him up perfectly. Billett kicks to Greer and a shoot for 3. Back rim. Lyles running hard. Armstead up fake. Jump shot. Got it.
Oh, that looks like the shot he had to win it last Wednesday night. A similar situation where the inside is covered and he just elects to do it himself.
5 early points for Lionel Armstead and a 7-2 Mountaineer lead. Here's Greer the other way. Bank it out.
Call that one. Call that. That's not a great angle to bank it. He is a guy, though, that has got to knock down open jump shots. They don't get enough scoring consistently from him to win games.
Rutgers has fallen behind all too often this year, as Kevin Bannon mentioned, talking before the game, and they've had to claw their way back into so many games. They've used up a lot of energy, but unable to finish. Greer steps in, steals at midcourt. He is fouled, and that was probably a good foul.
Jeff Greer has got all the skills. He'll play on both ends. He'll give you everything he has, and he's got the capabilities to score 15 plus a night.
Brooks Berry grabbed onto Jeff Greer at midcourt, but here's Greer.
Yeah, I mean, just a solid screen by Kent. He frees himself, but I don't think he intended to go off the glass.
Berry has the rebound. Got a finger in the eye. Hangs on. 7-5 West Virginia.
Yeah, Rutgers wants to change defense as they did last week against this team. Showed some zone, showed some man.
Coleman, catch and shoot, banks it in for 2.
Yeah, he's a hard guard. They had Dabney on him. Kent tries to come over and give assistance, but see, 6'9", he can score over guys.
And Brooks Berry being looked at right now by Bernard Clinton. Thought he might have seen some blood. And he will sit down and be attended to. A substitution made, and it's Josh Yeager. He's a sophomore from Bellington, West Virginia. Averages 7 points and 4 rebounds. And sitting down Brooks Berry, they have a slight cut there.
And those two guys have sort of started on and off. They've filled in for each other. If one's not shooting it well, you go with Yeager.
Dabney front rimmed it. Kent came up with it. Here's Sherrod. As Kevin Bannon mentioned, Sherrod is a freshman, still learning the game at this level. Here's Billett after the fake. Shot no good. Bowman on the battle for the rebound, and he tipped it out of bounds. And there's timeout on the court. 9-5 West Virginia. You're watching Big East basketball from ESPN+. Crispino Dorisburg going to look at the West Virginia huddle of Gail Catlett in his 22nd year. 14th among active coaches, but without this man, Chris Moss, in the game against Notre Dame, previous game for the Mountaineers, Moss essentially, Doris, I'd say lost his mind after a call, was unable to be controlled, had to be ejected, and now has taken a leave of absence from the Mountaineer basketball program.
He's had some situations off the court. His mother has been ill throughout the course of the year, and Gail Catlett saying he's taken an extended leave of absence. He'll determine with Chris at a later date when he can return. Certainly an uncharacteristic outburst at Notre Dame, but some foul trouble early, and then in the second half, the same situation. Actually had to be restrained by 2 different coaches. So there's some numbers to make up. He had 10 boards against Rutgers last week.
Had a big game against Syracuse, 16 in that one. Double-figure rebounding 4 times, Chris Moss says. We've got to find somebody to make up for that. Rutgers shot missed, tipped up, missed again. Tipped out of bounds. It'll be Rutgers ball.
Yeah, there's an area where West Virginia really misses Chris Moss. It's right there on the front line for Gail Catlett. He's been a quality rebounder, particularly on the offensive end, but he's a guy with great up. So somebody, Oliver, somebody has got to step up and get some glass.
Kent hands to Mike Sherrod. And Rutgers will deliberately get into their offense. Dabney does not shoot it. Out to Greer. And Greer stepped on the baseline. Rutgers down 9-5 and having some trouble getting into their offense. Shooting-wise, not off to a great start.
Yeah, and again, they've got to play consistent basketball. Kevin says that if you see us turn it over and give up easy points or rebounds, he said, we're in trouble.
Left-handed, 3-point range, air ball put up that time by Tim Lyles. Here's Greer. And he hears it from the crowd. Billett, pull-up jump in the paint, rebounded by Kent.
Now, I don't think there's a body on the floor for West Virginia right now that can handle Kent physically. He's got nice, broad shoulders. He's a solid rebounder. Now, who's going to check him out?
Here's Bowman looking to go on Kent, nearly lost it.
That's what they're looking for, though. See, there comes a double. He kicks it out, makes somebody else around him fill it up.
Shot Kent weighs 265. He outweighs Calvin Bowman by a lot.
Yeah, he does, but he's got great feet.
Josh Yeager's got his first bucket, and it's 11-7 Mountaineers.
I think a lot of times opponents look at the size of Kent and think that he's not going to be quick laterally, but he's got outstanding feet and finds a way to get himself close to the rim.
Greer with it. Yeager in his face. Here's Sherrod. They've been laying off Sherrod, letting him shoot, wanting him to shoot. That has effectively slowed down the backcourt offense of Rutgers.
Yeah, I think that's why when you think about what Todd Billett has done for Kevin Bennett this season, 6 games in conference, 20 or more in every game, he's a known quantity. You don't guard Sherrod, and yet Billett able to get those numbers on the board.
5 early turnovers by Rutgers. The students just back in school today at Rutgers. So we're at the rack for sort of a homecoming game of sorts. Bowman on the baseline, hit the bottom of the rim, got it back, missed it, batted up, stuck against the rim. Possession arrow to the Mountaineers.
That time, you do what you want to do if you're Rashad Kent. Forced Bowman into a tough shot. He didn't have a particularly good angle along the baseline. Those are the kinds of shots you'll give up.
Bowman is giving up 55 pounds to Rashad Kent in the middle. See how that affects him.
I think you might see him step away and make Rashad guard him at 15.
Step back jumper. Put that in the repertoire. Lyles beat Billett. Billett got a piece, but Lyles got it to go.
Yeah, Lyles is dangerous as long as he continues to make good decisions. This guy's got great quickness. He's got a good handle. He can get by guys. He just needs to be solid with the basketball.
13-7 West Virginia. Seems Rutgers running just about everything for Billett and Greer right now. Greer kicks to Sherrod. His corner jump, back rims. Kent went up to get it. On the floor with it. Bounces it off the Mountaineers, but Kent was standing on the baseline. And let's see what the call's going to be from Donnie Gray. It's going to be Scarlet Knight ball.
Yeah, it's twice now he's been able to make those plays. Sherrod, they don't respect his jump shot. He can't knock it down. And here's the scramble. Let's see. A big body right there, Mr. Wright. I can't quite see exactly what went on.
Sherrod went to Paul Robeson High School in Brooklyn. Here's Greer. He back rims it. Cold shooting by the Scarlet Knights early on. They trail by 6.
Well, one of the things that West Virginia has done, and they did it last Wednesday, is triangle and 2. Thrown a little jump defense. They're guarding Greer and they're guarding Billett. Gail Catlett last week, late in the ballgame, threw it. The element of surprise. Rutgers has practiced it, but now can other guys step in and score for this team?
Sean Axani checks in to replace Rashad Kent. Kent leaves with a couple of points. Axani is a freshman from Red Bank, New Jersey. A birthplace, by the way, of Count Basie, if you're a music lover. Here's Lyles. To Yeager. Now the bounce pass to Oliver. Nicely done. Oliver took some contact, bent him backwards, and he threw an air ball up. Billett on the drive. To Greer. Gets it back. And he is called for traveling. 6 turnovers for Rutgers.
You're just trying to do a bit too much. You want to dribble, drive, and attack if you can, but you certainly cannot afford turnovers. He tries to get Greer open. Pretty solid defense, and he spots, but he picks the pivot as he tries to sell the defense going right.
So Todd Billett, whose brother Jeff is a member of the Rutgers coaching staff, with Danny Hurley, another famous New Jersey basketball player. There's Jeff. And to his left, Danny Hurley. And an offensive foul is called here on Josh Yeager. That's the first team foul on West Virginia. 11:59 remaining in the first half. The Mountaineers by 6.
West Virginia's second.
Welcome back to Rutgers, West Virginia, 13-7, just under 12 minutes remaining in the first half. Tonight's game brought to you by Cooper Tires. A lot of mileage for the money. Cooper Tires, drive on.
One of the things to think about when you think about Rutgers basketball this season, they've got to play at a high level. They've got to minimize their turnovers. They're not a great scoring basketball team, so they can't give it to their opponents and allow them more opportunities to score. Billett has been the consistent scorer for this team. Somebody else. Can Greer go get there? You see, they've already scored 7 points off turnovers, West Virginia, on 6 forced.
Rutgers does not force a lot of turnovers. They do not steal the ball an awful lot, but they can shoot it from outside the arc. That was almost NBA range from Jeff Greer.
Yeah, he comes back pumping his fist because he's had a couple of open looks. It's the second one he's drained. Now maybe he gets his flow going.
6 points for Jeff Greer. Comes in averaging 13 a game. Here's Bowman. 50 move inside. Banks it home on the run in the lane.
Yeah, he's a tough guard. He'd take you away, and he's got that dribble drive. At 6'9", he gets Axani moving, and he can't stop him on the drive.
Substitutions, Alice Chan in for West Virginia wearing number 50 to help Bowman on the boards. Billett to Greer. Kareem Wright, who stepped into the game wearing number 55, takes an extra step and another turnover for Rutgers.
A guy that they believe can be good. He's a solid worker. He's just got to get some experience.
Another big man, 6'9", 285. And with the kind of team Rutgers has, Kevin Bannon, he's got to make moves before the game can get away from him. He's got to make a move to take a guy like Kent out or somebody like a big man like that. If they've made mistakes, that's the way it's been for Rutgers. They have to stay close.
Yeah, and it's been a consistent theme where he hasn't had guys step up night in, night out. You have a guy like Wright who does a great job against Syracuse and then he disappears for a while. Dabney's been up and down. So for them to take the next step, their inside guys have got to become a little bit more consistent.
So Kareem Wright takes a seat, and he was replaced by Connor Fox, a 6'1" junior, wearing number 15. Lyles has got 2 points. Now he's got 3. And West Virginia leads by 6.
You see Wright, he's a sophomore, great size, good hands, works hard.
Got a lot to learn, and it's tough to learn it in conference play. And that's what Rutgers is into now. As Lyles has 2 free throws, and the lead is 7. So Todd Billett bounces down to Axani. Tries to go down low. Nice pass on the bounce to Kent, but in trouble. Got to kick it back to Greer. Now Billett in the corner. Fox driving inside. Got his shot blocked by Chan.
Well, because of some early foul trouble to Sherrod at Morgantown last week, Connor Fox had seen his earliest minutes ever. He was able to score against him shooting the jump shot. But the drive, a little bit different story here. Excellent block by Con.
Here's Greer. In the lane, nice dish, and and the slam to finish from Rashad Kent.
Yeah, and I think you see the capabilities that Greer has. He drains a couple jump shots, you get out close, and he goes by you. Now, if he could bring that effort every single night, Rutgers becomes a better basketball team.
Kent's got 6. The lead is 5. Bowman, top of the key, looking for help.
Rutgers straight man, West Virginia straight man.
Jim Lyles trying to cut to the basket, hands it off to Brooks Berry. Shot clock down to 7. They go to Bowman. Needs something quick. Bowman on the dribble, lost it. The turnaround shot airballed, and West Virginia comes up empty.
Solid defensive set right there by Kevin Bannon's club. Jeff Greer, his brother Ricardo, an inside guy primarily for Pittsburgh. Greer a little bit lighter of frame, the agility to get close and then get it to the big guy. And Kent, he's going to let Calvin Bowman know it on the way up the floor.
Rutgers ball, Jeff Billett to inbounds.
What a tandem. His brother Ricardo, a sensational scorer, rebounder, do-it-all guy for Ben Howland, and Greer has had a solid career at Rutgers as well.
Two guys are outstanding players in the Big East out of Washington Heights. Cardinal Hayes. Billett kicks it to Fox. As Rutgers looking for something on the exterior. Now down on the baseline. Sherrod's kick pass went through Kent's hands. Mountaineers running. Jay Hewitt, freshman guard from Richwood, West Virginia, in the game, wearing number 33. Hard drive. Armstead off balance, but Berry came down with it, and he walked.
You can see the penetration skills that Armstead brings to you. Now, he'll slide up a position with Lyles out of the game, so he becomes the point. He's got to make good decisions. Different mindset there.
Mike Sherrod handling. 8:50 remaining in the first half. Bounce pass down low, stolen again by West Virginia. And the Mountaineers have been very active on defense. Berry looking for Oliver. 9 turnovers by Rutgers in the opening 10-plus minutes.
Yeah, some forced, some not forced. Credits some of it to West Virginia's defense. They're doing a nice job mixing things up.
Deliberate offensive set here from West Virginia. Armstead trying to get open, cannot. Wild shot, another air ball. Scarlet Knights defense has been much better in the last couple of minutes, but then on the outlet pass, Rashad Kent did not connect with Mike Sherrod.
Well, that was a strange lineup, and you get some quick substitutions. You didn't really have a true point. You had Lyles off the floor, and then you didn't have a scorer. Bowman has to check back in. You were wondering who was going to score in that lineup for West Virginia.
17-12. West Virginia averages 76 points a game. They're 9th in the conference in that category. Lyles spin move, tried to go down low to Oliver. Billett stepped in and broke it up.
Now, defensively, both of these teams have got to scrap, and both have solid recruiting classes with some scoring punch coming.
So Todd Billett will sit down. Connor Fox as well. Sean Axani. So it's Kent, Dabney, Sherrod, Greer, and now number 24, Mike Thompson, the junior from Nelson, New Zealand, in the game.
Now, Thompson gave him good minutes as well last week at West Virginia. Set some screens, hit a couple of shots.
Brooks Berry, long 3, off target. Dabney couldn't come up with it. He had his hand on it, but couldn't hold on.
Official timeout.
There's timeout on the court, 7:45 remaining in the first. You're watching Big East basketball from ESPN+. Mike Crispino, Doris Burke at Rutgers, 17-12 Mountaineers, 7:45 remaining in the first half, as Rutgers has been playing from behind the entire evening. We're going to take a look at our Volkswagen Big East leaders. Let's look at the scorers. Michael Bradley and Troy Murphy on top. The two of them playing here tonight, Todd Billett and Calvin Bowman.
Yeah, consistent scoring from both guys for their respective programs. And Rutgers, as you may know of, Mike, they need this win here at home. You think about their next 2 games at Syracuse, at Seton Hall. And in their last 6, after those 2 road games for Kevin Bannon, every single team is either in the top 25 or receiving votes. So Kevin Bannon's club here at home in the friendly confines. This one is a big one. They want to get that win under their belt.
It'll be Rutgers ball. Kevin Bannon in his 4th year here at Rutgers. Started the season at over 500, 48-44. The foul called on John Oliver. Rutgers now 8-9. Kent goes between the defense. Nice dish to Dabney. He drew a foul.
His size, he's got good quickness, deceptive quickness, and he's a pretty solid passer. I mean, he's got an understanding of how to play the game. He's going to get the double, so he splits the trap. He uses the dribble. Watch the fine. That's a no-look pass from your guy who's your power forward. That was pretty.
Brooks Berry's 2nd personal, 4th on West Virginia. And Eugene Dabney will go to the line. You can see he's averaging 8 a game. Dabney goes in and out with it. He is a 61% free throw shooter. And it's an Achilles heel for Rutgers, no doubt. 58% as a team coming into this game. 59% to be exact. And that will hurt you.
Yeah, there's no question. They've lost 6 conference games, and a lot of those by single-digit margins. They've been burned on last-second shots at Villanova and then at West Virginia. So you think about those free throws. They missed 9 last Wednesday, and that would have been the difference in the ballgame.
5 of their 6 conference losses by single digits. 3 to ranked opponents. Oliver inside. Nice feed from Calvin Bowman.
Yeah, somebody fell asleep. I mean, Oliver not a great scorer, but he gets along that front line. You allow anybody to get that close, and they're going to be effective.
And an interception, but a whistle call. Let's see who it goes against. Calvin Bowman.
Hey, do you see Gale giving some instructions? Gale with that win, 550 now, the 37th coach. But here's Bowman. He's going to just kick it down. Another guy who, with his size, an outstanding passer.
Tipped up and in by Rashad Kent off a loose ball. Dabney had a piece of it. Got loose, and Kent has it.
You know, it's remarkable that a lot of Big East coaches were a little bit hesitant to recruit Kent. You don't think at his size he could be effective in the Big East, but guess what? He has been solid.
He's got 8. He averages 10. He's only 6'6", but he truly is a wide body. When you stand next to him, I think I could stand behind him and you would not see me. Maybe both of us.
He's every bit of that 265.
There's a turnover as Rutgers pressure creates a backcourt. And now, Scarlet Knights within 4, 19-15.
Well, you know one thing, Kevin Bannon's clubs are going to scrap defensively, they're going to play hard, they're going to be fundamentally sound, and they've proven that in the last part of this first half.
Kevin Bannon, 43 years old, 8 years at Rider before coming here. Kent couldn't handle the inbounds. Mike Sherrod runs it down.
And watch how far they drop off him. That really hurts Rutgers offensively.
Dabney on the battle of the boards, and let's see if it's Calvin Bowman. It might be. Yes, it is. And that is the second on Calvin Bowman.
You certainly do not want to lose your leading scorer, but on the bottom side of your screen, there it is, the off arm.
Kent gets the block shot, clams it home.
Yeah, and he's a guy who, if you allow him to get close to the bucket, turn the lights out. I mean, he is just so wide, takes up so much space.
Bowman remains in with 2 personals under the 6-minute mark of the first half. Here's Oliver, wide open. Didn't shoot it, Lyles. And he traveled before he threw it away. So Scarlet Knights defense creating troubles for the Mountaineers.
Well, they had been in some man-to-man. That time Gail Catlett's club looked down the face of the zone. I'm not sure they recognized it was not a bad ball-side cut, but then you got to be solid with your passing.
These 2 teams who committed just 17 turnovers last week in an entire game have committed 18 in the first half. What's a Dabney? Jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Phillip. How did he get that? Outside to Fox. Missed everything. Kent runs it down, calls timeout.
Might as well use it or lose it.
The big man, Rashad Kent, calls timeout. 5:12 remaining in the first half. Scarlet Knights back within 2. Mike Crispino-Dorisburg back at Rutgers, where the Scarlet Knights have climbed back in it. They're down by 2, 19-17.
Now, Rashad Kent grew up very close to Morgantown. They elected not to recruit him. Well, he's making him pay for it tonight. A wide body. He is a very capable scorer close, takes up lots of space, and then a smart play here. I mean, he's going to save the basketball from going out of bounds. Dabney's got actually very good form in his jump shot. He can't get it to go, and Billett kicks it out to Connor Fox. It's not going to go down, and as he tries to grab the rebound, he understands he's going to be out of bounds. He calls a smart timeout right there. He struggled from the line at West Virginia a week ago. He was one of the guys who down the stretch had some opportunities, but he's motivated every time he plays West Virginia.
And Kent, as you see, 10 pounds, 8 rebounds already. His season average, 10 a game, made 5 of 8 from the field. 7 offensive rebounds.
Number 1 all-time in career field goal percentage here at Rutgers. He's over 60%. Why? Because he gets great shots.
Rutgers came in at 43% three-point shooting in their 6 conference games, but they're 2 of 7 tonight. Dabney, nice feed from Kent. He's doing it all, the big man.
Yeah, he's a solid passer. He's got a nice feel for the game. I wish he would see a little more positive emotion from Kent. He's got all the abilities. He needs to lighten up and enjoy himself a little bit.
He's a quiet big man.
Yeah.
We're tied at 19, under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. West Virginia's gone cold. 1 field goal in the last 5.5 minutes. Lyles, long, base, rather deep in the corner for 2 or 3. Josh Yeager just outside the arc.
That's his job. He's a shooter. Rutgers collapsed into a little bit of a zone there, and he just gets himself along the baseline, stretches it.
Mountaineers back up by 3, 22-19. Inside, Dabney once again. Nice pass from Jeff Greer.
Dabney and Wright, these 2 guys have both shown flashes of brilliance, and it's becoming a matter of when can they do it on a consistent night in and night out basis.
5 for Dabney. Calvin Bowman has an answer.
Well, when they hold on to the basketball, these 2 teams, they've been pretty good with it.
Here's Jeff Greer off a pick, and he hits. Now they're heating up.
Yeah, I really like Jeff Greer's game. I mean, he is a guy who's an athletic wing, can get you boards, great hops.
8 for Greer. Yeager tries it again, gets it again for 3.
A shootout.
And Josh Yeager off the bench has 8 for Gil Catlett. Greer tries to answer. He's got that. It's eyeball to eyeball now.
Well, this was a defensive battle for the first few minutes, and now all of a sudden they are just flat out lighting it up.
11 now for Jeff Greer. Lyles matching up with Todd Billett. Nothing inside. Corner Yeager. He's been hot. Got another one.
And who did he burn? Dabney. And they were in that zone. You don't want to lose a guy who's just drained 2 jumpers. Dabney, the inexperience.
Yeager, feeling it, has given West Virginia a 4-point lead. Billett kicks to Greer. Now Fox. Back to Billett. Greer again. Not that time. Rebounded by Lyles. He runs it up court. Hands to Oliver. It bounced to Bowman, and there's a push called. It could be on Rashad Kent. Let's see.
I think it's got to be. I mean, he is doing his best to make Bowman catch it away from the bucket, just bodies him hard.
Rashad Kent called for the foul. West Virginia leading 30-26. We'll be back to Rutgers after this.
Every day, Ameridad helps more people.
Not exactly a shootout at the OK Corral, but close.
Yeah, shot for shot. Career for Rutgers has been outstanding. The pull, nice find by Billett, who's now moved to the 1-guard spot, but Yeager off the bench for Gil Catlett, finding spots on the floor. He bangs one. Then Greer comes back, and he's got an answer. What was a defensive struggle has all of a sudden become a shootout. And Greer, consistently, when given opportunities, can light you up. And one more time for Yeager. Why not? This time corner, Dabney, the breakdown.
All within a minute, 4 threes. And suddenly, we went from 17-12 to 30-26. And left the announcers gasping.
Yeah, Rutgers, a team that likes to shoot at 3 of 9, but West Virginia, their opponents have actually taken 149 more threes, so this is a team that doesn't shoot a lot.
Rolling in and out and in again. Another one.
Yeah, but tonight, when it was falling, Gail Catlett opening things up and allowing guys to shoot it.
5 of 7 by the Mountaineers now from three-point range. The lead back up to 7. So Greer reset on offense, looking for Billett. Got him. Axeni on the low box, turning. Kicking to Greer. Down low to Kent, and he got fouled before he even got a shot up. Alish Khan, big number 50, 6'11", sophomore from Prague. That is his first, 7th team foul. Only 2 team fouls in the first half by Rutgers. So Rashad Kent will go to the line from Mercerburg, rather Fairmont, West Virginia. Averaged 9 points, 7 rebounds last year. This year, the #1 offensive rebounder in the Big East, but as you mentioned earlier, Doris, 37% from the line.
Yeah, this is an adventure. I mean, at this point, it's almost weighing on his mind, and he cannot get a roll to save his life.
I always ask this question, how much of it is psychological?
Well, I think a lot of it. I think, first of all, as Larry Bird used to say, you have to pay the price and put in the time from the free throw line.
Greer, backcourt got banged by John Oliver. Yeager, ahead of the field, laid it up and in.
Yeah, nice job to leak out. As Sherrod comes back in, he's your point man. Kevin Bannon pleading with Tim Higgins.
Josh Yeager's got 13 in the first half. He averages 7. A lot of Scarlet Knight fans upset, thought there should have been a goaltend call. Hand went up on the board as the ball did. Sherrod on the baseline. Pitch to Billett. Back out to Greer. Beats his man. Up fake. Contact. It went in.
Wow.
Left-handed. He curled it home.
Yeah, I think he understands he's having one of those nights where things are going. So you try things that maybe in the ordinary nights you don't.
I know you've had a few of those. I have not. I don't understand. Here's Greer with a steal. Goes hard. Lays it up. And he got the roll.
He's getting every roll. What a half of basketball for Jeff Greer.
15 for Greer. Scarlet Knights back within 5. Under a minute remaining.
This is one of those nights where you say to yourself, things are moving almost at a slow pace. You're almost in slow motion, but it's all coming your way.
There's 11 seconds difference on the shot clock and the game clock. On to Lyles, and there's going to be a foul called. A push before the shot. Just the 3rd team foul on Rutgers.
Now, I think that's a good call by Tim Higgins. Billett in trying to make sure Lyles doesn't get around and just uses enough of his arms to hold him.
That's 2 on Billett. West Virginia's calling a 20-second timeout.
Now, they want to make sure they get a good, solid look here. Going into halftime, you've got 21 ticks. You can take your time. And if you're Rutgers, you're upset because Yeager, an unknown quantity, comes in and burns you for some shots.
Well, what that foul by Billett did is give West Virginia the ball for the remainder of the half. They would have had to get a shot, and then Rutgers, if they rebounded, would have had 10 seconds to try to do something, but they can't do that.
Now, philosophically, to see what's coming up ahead, we got the Big East Wire, the shooting guard surprises, and stats and highlights. But when you think about now, if you're West Virginia, Rutgers, and you still have fouls to give, do you let West Virginia take a couple dribbles, hit them again, let them take a couple more dribbles on the inbound, hit them again, see if maybe you can't force them into a very tough shot late in the half?
The only thing about that is you don't want to get any unnecessary personals, so you got to make sure the right people are fouling.
Yes.
Perhaps Axani or somebody of that nature. You don't want Jeff Greer in foul trouble. They get it into Oliver. Kick it back to Lyles. Nearly threw it away. Clock ticking down. Oliver hands to Armstead. And Armstead threw it away. Not even close.
No, makeable passes. That's what you're thinking about right now. And Lyles and Armstead, 2 guys that are capable, but sometimes their decision-making really hurts.
11 turnovers by West Virginia in the half, so plenty of time for Rutgers to get one off. Axani, the left-hander, front-rimmed it. Oliver has the rebound, and that'll be it. West Virginia leading most of the way, despite Jeff Greer's efforts. Greer with 15. activities are coming up. Big East Wire and much, much more. Mountaineers by 5 at halftime. Welcome back to Rutgers. The Scarlet Knights battling back, had been down by 11. About a minute and a half left in the half. They score the last 4, and they're down by 5 at halftime. Mike Crispino, Doris Burke returning for more of our halftime activities. The Scarlet Knights only got scoring from 3 people in this game, but they got a huge first half from Jeff Greer.
The only area where they really hurt the West Virginia defense was on second chance points. 14 of their 30 coming off that. West Virginia needs to do a better job on the glass.
And offensive rebounds by the Scarlet Knights, that's a big category. 12-3, they won that category. A look at the highlights, and we've got some good ones for you of the first half.
Lionel Armstead was the guy who won the game at West Virginia on a last-second shot. This remarkably similar to it. He gets Billett off his feet, sticks a baseline jump shot. It was pretty, and you're thinking early if you're Rutgers, oh no, not again. And then Greer was outstanding in that first half for Rutgers, slashing, setting up Kent here. He did a nice job scoring the basketball as well. And then a defensive struggle turned into a shootout for a good stretch of this latter part of the first half, and you had 2 guys, Yeager from West Virginia, who lit him up for a couple late, and then Greer, and there was a series where they answered each other back and forth, and Greer consistently shooting the basketball has got to become a theme for Rutgers to win more games. He's got this capability. They need to see it night in and night out.
So Jeff Greer, 6 of 11 for 15. Shot Kent had 10. Field goal shooting, 3-point range was excellent for West Virginia, 5 of 7. Turnovers 11 and 10, 21 in the first half by these 2 teams.
What had been a remarkably clean game a week ago turned into a sloppy one here in the first half.
So Jeff Billett and Jeff Greer, or Todd Billett I should say, and Jeff Greer, the 2 backcourt mates. Greer's had a big first half. Billett has yet to make a field goal.
And remarkable that they're only down 5 given their most consistent scorer was held without a bucket.
So Rutgers down by 5. Will try to catch up here in the second half. Jeff Greer, season high, and career high 26. He's got 15 already. We'll return in a moment. Gail Catlett's West Virginia Mountaineers lead by 5 at halftime. Catlett in his 22nd year at West Virginia, 27th year coaching, 550 career wins.
The 37th guy in history to get that many. Remarkable number. Remember his great run at Cincinnati, 126 and 44 there. And overall, 29 years. His number's remarkable.
His son now a member of the coaching staff, Drew Catlett, Lester Rowe, Chris Cheeks as well. Well, they got some interesting scoring in the first half for West Virginia. You expect Calvin Bowman to produce. He did, 8. Lionel Armstead as well, but Lyles only had 4, and Josh Yeager had 13.
Yeager's a guy who's been up and down for Gail Catlett. He is a great shooter. He needs to be consistent with it. He's a guy who certainly has the form, and he's a guy who, if you're Gail Catlett and you see him knock a couple down early, that's huge, because then he gets his confidence going. It's those games where he knocks shots down early where he starts to produce numbers.
Gail Catlett's won 20 games in 11 of his 21 years at West Virginia, 15 postseason appearances.
The key for Yeager now in the second half is he's got to stay aggressive. He's a guy who can disappear on you if you don't get him some touches early. So he consistently has got to go get the basketball and prove himself a consistent shooter, because he's got that kind of ability, no question.
Rutgers had some momentum at the end of the half. They come out, Greer trying to go backdoor, and they're scrambling for it. Possession arrow will go to West Virginia.
Certainly don't want to see it as sloppily played in certain points as it was in the first half. I think you have to credit some of that sloppiness to the defense that was played.
Both of these teams broke through offensively in the final 5 minutes. We were tied at 19 with 4:45 left and ended up 35-30 at halftime. Here's a backdoor cut, picked off by Billett.
Catchable passes. You've got to make catchable passes, no question. You got to put it, especially particular guys who you know, Mike, maybe can't go down to their ankles and go ahead and get it. Some guys you can throw that.
Billett in the lane, floated it up, back rimmed it. So Todd Billett shut out thus far. Missed 4 shots, has 2 personals. And this after some great Big East play for him.
Yeah, this is a guy who has been night in and night out a consistent scorer, but he's going to have nights like this, and somebody else has got to produce.
How about that? Eugene Dabney, double pivot. And he banks it home, so Dabney's got 7.
Yeah, 6'10", 225. He's up a lot of weight from when he first came to Rutgers. You still can't see it. You'd love to see it beef up just a bit more.
Dabney averages 8. And there's going to be a blocking foul here. Number 44, Rashad Kent.
You can see the block. Lyle, the guy who wants to go by you, so give him a step, and there's the block. Kent comes over and helps defense. He's saying, hey, I'm straight up. I'm vertical. Remember that principle in verticality rule?
You're going to have to explain that to me. That's his second. You know what I don't understand about big men, though? Why is he moving for a block? Just block the guy's shot.
Yes.
You got all that height advantage. John Oliver was ticketing that one for his teammate Lionel Armstead, but missed by about 6 feet.
Well, and Oliver, a guy who's a solid role player, but you feel the absence of Chris Moss right now. I think you felt it in the first half, giving up those 12 offensive rebounds, and you feel it on the offensive end. He's a better scorer than Oliver.
Moss, the junior, on a leave of absence from the team after an explosion at Notre Dame. Sherrod, pullback jumper, good for 2.
Yeah, he has got to keep teams legitimate. I think Sherrod has the capability. He's got to pay the price, shoot those 500 jumpers a day, make sure he's confident in it.
Wild shot, didn't catch iron, rebound Dabney. Billett running. Rutgers can take the lead, but Billett got rejected. Lyles called a timeout as he went out of bounds. To save it, going to be a 20-second timeout.
How about the nice job to stay in front defensively? Billett is a guy who last week showed his ability to get by Rutgers. I mean, to get by West Virginia. He tries to sell him here, but you see Armstead does a great job keeping him in front, and then the athleticism to go ahead and twice on the pipes. No.
So Todd Billett shut out thus far. And I think it's a positive in a way for the Scarlet Knights. They're only down by 1.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you knew that Todd consistently is going to give you scoring, but he's going to have these nights where guys focus on him. He's only gotten 4 shots. And you think about Todd, he and Michael Bradley from Villanova, the only 2 guys who have gotten 20 points in every single Big East game they've played. Michael has played 5 for Steve Lapis, Todd 6. Now, he's got a long way to go to keep that string of games going for Kevin Bannon.
He's averaging 18 a game is Todd Billett. Shutout thus far. John Oliver to inbound. Sherrod guarding Lyles and nearly took it away. He did. He turned him over.
Yeah, there's what Sherrod can give you. He's a good athlete, solid defender, makes a play defensively, gets his team another look.
That's just plain careless inbounding, but good defense by Sherrod. Made his last shot. Let's see if he goes at it again. Already 3 turnovers by West Virginia in the half.
I think Armstead right now taking it upon himself not to let Billett free. Look at him deny. This is just a great ISO right here on those 2 guys.
Sherrod in the lane. Nifty jump shot.
What do you think Kevin Bannon said to Mike Sherrod in the locker room? Hey, you have to shoot shots. Make him or miss him. They're guarding Todd Billett. You've got to keep that defense legitimate.
Well, he averaged 17 points, 6 assists, 4 steals in high school with Paul Robeson. He can score.
Yeah, but he just got by guys in high school. Didn't have to consistently shoot jump shots. Here, the guys are playing off, and you've made note of it, how far they're dropping.
Bowman tied up. Scarlet Knights turning it up on defense.
Well, the double has been fairly consistent for Kevin Bannon. They worked hard on this at shoot-around yesterday at practice, and every time Bowman gets it on the block, here comes a dunk. And they're anticipating which way it's going to go. Excellent help by Dabney.
Bowman's got to anticipate that. It's going to come at him. Billett, front-rimmed, still scoreless. Long pass ends up in Armstead's hands for the layup, and there's a foul call. They'll count it.
Well, that's tough. Sherrod really tried to get away from it. Donnie Gray is looking very carefully at Todd Billett.
And they're going to count the basket.
Yeah, rifle outlet pass. Sherrod tries to make a play, but that's where he pulls out. See, he understands he doesn't want to compound his error. That's a tough call. I mean, there wasn't a whole heck of a lot of contact there, but Donnie Gray saw something.
Well, that's being kind. I thought he got his hand way out of there before Armstead put it up. He gets the extra free throw. West Virginia by 2. 17-10 remaining. Rutgers 0-6 in the Big East. Billett kicks, Kent fakes, and it doesn't get the basket, but he'll get 2 free throws. Might have got away with a travel.
I thought so too. Excellent call. But you like that Todd Billett is not letting the fact that his shooting is not there affect his game. He's getting other guys involved. They still have to pay attention, and we don't get a great look at Kent's pivot there, but I thought he picked up that right foot. But a guy, sorry, Mike, but a guy like Billett, he doesn't have to score to go ahead and impact the game, and that's the nice part about him.
Well, Rashad Kent will go to the line. Calvin Bowman drew his 3rd personal with 17 minutes remaining.
And the crowd reacts to a made Rashad Kent free throw.
Gail Catlett's going to lead Bowman in with 3 personals. What do you make of that?
Well, it's early. You've got a long way to go, but he hasn't gotten great production up front off the bench. The absence of Moss, they weren't a particularly deep team. You got to go with it. You've won 1 conference game.
And Rashad Kent, an unlikely 2 consecutive free throws. He's got 12 points. Hard drive. Dabney fouls him. So Lyles taking advantage, perhaps, of the Scarlet Knights not quite setting up on defense.
Yeah, I think the backcourt for West Virginia is great quickness. We saw it on the defense against Billett with Armstead, where he's able to stay in front, and then Lyles on his penetration to get by guys.
Had an interesting discussion with Tommy Heisen recently when the Celtics were in about beating defenses up the court. When they can't set up for you, you're going to get mismatches. You're going to get people out of position. You're going to get opportunities. That's what Lyles did.
Yeah, Rutgers has been stingy in their half court, so why not try to score quickly? Philosophically, Kevin likes to change defenses. They're always fundamentally sound, guys in good position.
And they're a good, solid defensive team, allowing only 63 points a game. That's 2nd best in the Big East.
Yeah, their problem is, they have guys, I think, who are capable of scoring, Mike. It's just been different guys on different nights. When they all start to click, and that's when they should pick up some wins.
Lyles 2 free throws. It's West Virginia a 2-point lead. Kent double teamed, tried to go baseline, threw a foul.
He's got an excellent sense of feel. He uses his backside extremely well. And I'll tell you, 6'5", and wide as he is, he feels defenses, he senses the game, excellent quickness.
That's the 3rd foul on Brooks Berry. 2nd team foul on West Virginia. Well, Rutgers losing Dante Jones to Duke at the end of last year. The decision came kind of late. That hurt them. Here's Billett. He's off tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you think about guys that could have been eligible had they Dante Jones not transferred.
And Lyles might have drawn a foul on Rashad Kent. And he did. That's going to be his 3rd.
Wow. Now what do? You come back with Kareem Wright or Sean Oksani. Look at this shooter over the last 3 games.
89%, not bad. And in the conference, 74% in their 4 conference games as a team is West Virginia. They didn't get that one.
Yeah, there goes Rashad Kent. You've got to sit him because you've got over 16 to play. Although he's been effective, can Oksani give you 5 or 6 good minutes here?
Tim Lyles, 2nd one no good. Sherrod pushing it. Now he backs it up. It's a 2-point game with 16:05 remaining. Kicks out to Billett. Now inside, got stripped. Sherrod ran it down. Inside, little flip shot.
Yeah, see, they're in a little junk defense right there, and they're guarding Billett and Greer, so now Sherrod has got to become an option offensively.
Mike Sherrod's got 6. He averages 7.5, so maybe finding himself a little bit offensively tonight.
It's amazing what a couple of made buckets will do for you.
And especially on a night when they need it. Lyles, the left-hander, misses. Dabney, good box out.
Yeah, he and Oksani cleared the paint beautifully.
Sherrod tried to go all the way with it. Ends up in Billett's hands. We're tied at 40. Jeff Greer, corner jump, good. That's for 3.
It's always amazing when a guy makes a hustle play, how everybody feels it, senses it. You make something positive happen.
18 for Greer. Crowd into it. Ball loose. Sherrod and Billett. 2-on-1. Sherrod got stripped and fouled. And is down in a heap.
Well, he made the right decision. Lyles made him pay for making it.
Might have fallen on his wrist. Being helped up by his teammates.
There was no spacing for Sherrod to make a pass. Lyles never committed to him defensively. In a 2-on-1 situation, if the defense doesn't stop, you're forced to do this. And I think it was more the hard hit, because it looked like he had enough time to go ahead and get himself composed as he fell. But Lyles made the smart play. You don't want to give up a 3-point play.
So Sherrod will go to the line.
That'll be a bruise tomorrow, however. You look in your arm, it'll be discolored.
Paying the price. Sherrod, 35 of 60 from the line this year. 58%. Got an extra moment here as a substitution being made. Connor Fox in. Sherrod's going to sit down. So Connor Fox is going to shoot these free throws.
Will replace Mike Sherrod.
Your coach gets to choose it, and whoever comes in has got to shoot the free throws.
And so Connor Fox will get his chance. He's only been there 4 times this year. Made 3 of them. But he's the guy in practice that makes 85%. That's just a wild guess. All right, 2 for 2 for Connor Fox. Rutgers by 5. You're watching Big East basketball from ESPN Plus.
Rutgers has outscored West Virginia 15-5. Their backcourt, despite the absence of the scoring of Todd Billett, is getting the job done. Sherrod, great handle, can handle it in traffic, gets himself close, and then mishandles this one. Greer with the save. Then he's going to step back in bounds. And though Billett is not scoring, he's still finding guys. And the reason that Rutgers is leading is that backcourt is leading the charge.
And Rutgers has 8 points off 5 West Virginia turnovers in the half to bounce back from 5 down to lead by 5. All without Jeff Billett scoring a point, which makes it all the more interesting.
Yeah, Greer, the senior, in a Big East game for this team, has played well. And now Billett will move up to the 1 spot. Connor Fox becomes your 2. And so you hope you can get some scoring from Fox.
Jeff Greer, who was one of just 13 in Rutgers history to come into his senior year, having scored 1,000 points, has 18 in the game. So he's made up for Billett's going 0 for 7. Greer guarding Armstead. Bowman and Naxani matching up. Billett and Lyles. Here's Berry. Got 3 fouls. Down low, double team on Bowman. Nowhere to go. Kicks to Armstead. Off balance 3. Good.
That's the one pass when you double a guy on the block. That's the one pass you want to prevent. And you got to have a good, solid, tall trap and not let him see that weak side of the floor.
Armstead's got 14. That's what he averages. Here's Greer bouncing down to Dabney.
And Armstead has done a sensational job.
Going right to the goal. Count the bucket, and he'll get a free throw. Nice drive without the ball by Jeff Greer. He's got 20 now.
Well, they're denying so hard on Billett. Greer makes himself more available, and he just gets Berry, rubbed off a screen, goes right to the rack. Solid drive.
Todd Billett will sit down again. Mike Sherrod replaces him. Brooks Berry, called for the foul, has 4 now. He'll have to sit down. And Jeff Greer has been very productive tonight. 8 of 13. Does not complete the 3-point play. 4-point Rutgers lead. Down low, and Bowman was held onto by Sean Axani of Rutgers. That is Axani's first 15 foul. Inbounds to Bowman. Off balance, tough shot, but he got fouled.
He does a great job somehow always managing to get his shoulders squared up to the rim. He doesn't look particularly strong, a 6'9" frame, and he looks lean, but he does a remarkable job keeping his pivot. Might have gotten away with a travel, but watch him get square. He's turning, and when he releases, those shoulders are almost squared up with the bucket.
So Bowman will go to the line. He's been held to 8 points. They all came in the first half. Now he's got his first point of the second half. 6 minutes and 4 seconds into it. Substitutions coming for West Virginia. Jay Hewitt, a freshman guard. He checks in. He'll play along Armstead in the backcourt. Bowman misses the second, kept alive, and into the hands of Hewitt, so West Virginia's got another chance. Oliver high posting, down low, turn around, Yeager, banks it home.
Yeah, solid find, and they're right now looking to post up both Billett and Sherrod, feeling like their guards can just flat out score over the Rutgers guards.
Josh Yeager's first points from inside. He's had 3-point field goals from outside all night. Now he's got 15. Here's Greer. Dabney. Kent out of the game with 3 fouls, and Oliver will be called. So whistles blowing frequently here in the second half. Both teams have 16 fouls.
Well, that was after a relatively clean first half. Remember, Rutgers had fouls to give. We were under a minute in that first half.
Rutgers only committed 2 personals in the opening 18 minutes of the first half. Don Oliver's got 2. And Kahn checks in. Alish Kahn, the sophomore center, to replace Oliver. Willett inbounds to Thompson, and now Sherrod.
I think this might be a little box and one here.
Sherrod thought about it. Now drives in, kicks back to Billett. Billett seeing defenders coming at him from everywhere. Sherrod to shoot it. Front rims it, no good.
Yeah, he has to shoot that shot, though. They're denying Jeff Billett hard. Everybody else looks like they're sitting in the zone. So Sherrod, that elbow jumper.
Sherrod reminds me a little bit of Talik Brown of Connecticut, freshman guard. Not thought of as a great shooter. And has to start shooting it more often just to get defenses to be honest.
Yeah, and I think as he pays the price over the summer, that's when you get better. It becomes a matter of shooting hundreds and hundreds of jumpers until you have faith in it.
Bowman, inside move. Axani, I believe, is called for the foul. So Calvin Bowman now being more assertive on the offensive end.
Now, he's a guy who is capable of getting himself to the free throw line. There's no question about it. He's a guy on the block. He feels defenses like Kent does.
Bowman's got 9 points. This West Virginia University, great tradition. Jerry West comes to mind, 58-60. Rod Thorne is right up the turnpike now with the New Jersey Nets. Big star when West left. Rod Thorne took over.
Here's his pairs. Pretty good numbers by both guys.
Both now with 3 fouls, and we've got 12:38 remaining. Point Rutgers lead. Sherrod, Kent, Dabney, Billett, Thompson for Rutgers. Armstead, Hewitt, Bowman, Kahn, and Yeager for West Virginia. Here's Dabney. Nice move, he banks it home.
Yeah, solid score. Now, in that box where they're manning on Billett, in essence, if you get some five white guys in white jerseys matched up, then they're going to be playing one-on-one. So Dabney gets his guy one-on-one, solid move.
Some unexpected offense from Dabney tonight. He's got 9. Bowman, jumper, 16-foot, no good. Dabney boards. Off to Sherrod, pushing to Billett. Now 3, the Scarlet Knights.
They're stagnant, though. See, the White is trying to figure out what to do. You've got to get some movement.
Knights' 6th year in the Big East. They've never been over 500 in conference. They're off to a poor start. They need a win here tonight. Long jumper, Thompson back rim, but he chased it down. Sherrod got it.
Well, Sherrod's got some ups, but they need some activity from him. He can't shy away from the basketball.
11:08 remaining, 49-46. Kent to Billett, way downtown, front rim. Rebound Kent. He goes to the basket and drew the foul.
He's been relatively quiet. Second half offensive rebound of the basketball.
The Knights had a huge offensive rebounding advantage in the first half, 12-3, and they got another one here.
Well, you knew that Gail Catlett was going to make the adjustment off the little screen. Billett gets his look. Kent, the long board, and gets himself to the free throw line.
And Rashad Kent back rims it. You're watching Big East basketball at the Lewis Brown Athletic Center. Piscataway, New Jersey. Mike Crispino, Doris Burke with you. Rutgers looking for their first conference win. They're 0-6 coming in. West Virginia 1-3 with a record of 10-5. Now, both these teams on the same side of the conference divisions, so an important game for both. 50-46, Rutgers with the lead. We'll be back. You're watching Big East basketball from ESPN+. Under 11 minutes remaining at Rutgers. Scarlet Knights by 4. Time now for the Beck's Beer game summary. And we show you that Josh Yeager made all 6 of his field goal attempts for 15 off the bench. West Virginia 6 of 8 for three-pointers. Todd Billett, averaging 18 points coming in, has been shut out tonight. But Jeff Greer has made up for that with his 20.
4 of 8 for Greer from behind the three-point arc, and certainly some unknowns coming up to bite you. Yeager has been inconsistent, but hurting Rutgers tonight.
An offensive foul call on Tim Lyles.
So twice now in this half, you've had Sherrod make plays defensively for Rutgers.
17 turnovers by West Virginia. And a lot of them, as you mentioned, Doris, really unforced.
Yeah, you don't mind the ones that come as a result of great pressure, but those unforced ones hurt.
Kareem Wright back in the game, sets a high pick for Sherrod. Tries to go by his man. Does not take the 15-foot jumper. Right, they go down on Kent. Nearly stolen, and Sherrod got fouled. He couldn't even get off the ground to get a shot off. 3 blue jerseys were hanging on him.
Yeah, his hustle, though, he gets quickly to the basketball. But a guy who has taken up a lot of space, he tries to get him pinned here. Kent, the pass wasn't on the money. Sherrod bails Rutgers out with a great hustle play.
Mike Sherrod shooting 1-1.
So Mike Sherrod will shoot 1-1 as West Virginia has committed their 8th team foul. Sherrod misses it, though. He has 6 points. 50-46. 10:24 remaining. Here's Yeager. Been hot tonight. Missed his first field goal attempt of the night. So the quick shot by West Virginia. And Rutgers has it back. 4,737 on hand at the rack tonight. As Scarlet Knights try to get to the 500 mark at 9-9.
Well, West Virginia comes out of the jump. They go straight man-to-man.
And once again, Rashad Kent drawing defenders and now drawing a foul.
And he's just so proficient. He's made a career in the Big East Conference off doing exactly this.
His second team foul.
And so it'll be Rutgers at the foul line again. And Kent will go to shoot 1-1.
Well, this was West Virginia's strategy late in the first game these two teams played this season. They fouled and put Kent at the free throw line. Tonight, a little bit better. 6 of 11, 58% overall.
There he is, and he misses that one, so 6 of 12, 50%. Armstead beats the defense down the court and then lays it up.
Well, it was are the easy buckets that Rutgers can't afford to give up, and all of a sudden, 2-point game again. They made that stretch run coming out of the locker room, Rutgers.
Here's Sherrod backing it off, kicking to Greer. Greer guarded by Yeager, who's up on him. Kareem Wright. And the high post to Billett. Now Greer. Shot clock to 9. Pull-up jump from the free throw line is good.
There's exactly the guy you need to shoot the basketball. Armstead has done a sensational job all night on Billett, so Greer has got to be the guy to step up and knock him down.
22 for Jeff Greer. He leads the way tonight. Lyles looking for Bowman on the low post, doesn't get him. Lionel Armstead now hands to Yeager. Now Bowman, he likes it from there. Trying to move on Kent, no call made. Rebounded by Yeager, and the putback is good.
A solid no call, and the pursuit of the basketball by Yeager. Go get it.
The shot, Kent looked like he got in great position. Josh Yeager's got 17 tonight. Here's Kareem Wright. Power move inside, and he got it to go.
Another guy who can create space by virtue of his upper body strength.
54-50, Rutgers by 4. Here's Yeager for 3. In and out.
Good read by Herb Billett. A little bit late coming over the screen.
The sophomore from West Virginia, Josh Yeager, feeling it. Couldn't get it to go down. Kareem right at that high post is setting it up. Bounces to Sherrod. Baseline jump. In and out.
Wow, and he actually called for that basketball. He wanted the shot, Sherrod.
And a whistle blown against Mike Sherrod.
Mike Sherrod.
And that will be the 8th team foul on Rutgers with 7:42 remaining. It's Sherrod's second. And Kareem Wright will take a seat, but he did some nice work from the high post with his passing to help set up some offense.
Yeah, it's a guy who dropped 25 pounds. He's come here to Rutgers. He's in better condition.
Lyles has got 6 points, 4 of them coming from the free throw line. And he's got that one as well. (54-51). Lyles to try for the second. And he's got that. 54-52. It's been rough and rugged underneath the boards tonight as West Virginia and Rutgers do battle. Calvin Bowman and Rashad Kent blasting away at each other. Scarlet Knights by 2. Let's take a look now at the BMW ultimate drive of the game.
Little Billett drive, mishandle, but Mr. Sherrod, nice crossover to sell it and go.
So Mike Sherrod picking up a little bit of the slack with Todd Billett being shut out tonight. Scoreless with 7:42 remaining.
I think, yeah, I mean, Armstead has just done a sensational job, and I think Armstead came into this basketball game with a mindset to not let Billett score. And how about this? You see their close losses. Villanova, it was Jermaine Medley who drained a jump shot. At West Virginia, we've already said it, it was Armstead who drained the jump shot. Tough losses for Kevin Bannon.
And you noticed all those games basically in the 60s. That's what Rutgers likes to do. Now a steal by Lyles. Wants to go on Billett. Might be goaltending.
And Tim Higgins looks over. The entire West Virginia staff was up, but Tim Higgins had it, and he said it was on the way up. But a solid defensive strip here, and then watch this inside-out dribble. He's a lefty. In-out, boom. Sells the defense, draws the contact. Billett. You don't see guys raise their hand and say, yep, I did it. That was me.
Todd Billett's got 3. Lyles been making his living on the free throw line now. And he's got 9. That was a close call on goaltending as well after that whistle. 9 points for Lyle, 7 of 9 from the line.
No hesitation for Tim Higginson. He looked over at that West Virginia bench. All 4 guys were up and off their seats, but he had it from the outset.
Pleading with the officials. We're tied at 54. 7:15 remaining. Gotta believe Rutgers is gonna have to get some scoring from Billett here somewhere. Rear shot missed, long rebound taken by Calvin Bowman.
Wow, that was the length of his arms that gets him that board. They're still in that boxing one on Billett.
Oliver, Dabney rejects. Gerard running the break. Kicks to Kent. And a foul called. He got the shot off. Should be a 2-shot foul.
Yeah, what a catch. He has got great hands, Rashad Kent.
And he'll go to the line.
There's a little kick. The defense by Dabney, and then transition. Watch the big fella run the floor. When he's got points available, I'm going to run it. Takes a body, good catch.
That's the 10th team foul on West Virginia, and Kent bangs that one off the glass and the rim.
I think you make a great point, though, as you see his numbers. It's more of a mental game at this point for Kent. You'd rather see a sports psychologist try something.
Well, one thing you cannot do too much is think about it. That's the difficulty of free throw shooting. Can't think about it much.
No.
Got to think about it a little bit. So 2 potential points go by the board. Now Kent sticks his hand in. Greer comes up with it. Stolen from him. And he's got it. And he got fouled by John Oliver.
I think they're going to get a timeout. No.
Is it a foul or is it just a possession off of Oliver's foot? I guess that's what it is.
I think it is. Donnie Gray saying off the foot and to Rutgers.
It's been a game played in fits and starts, and we're tied at 54. 18 turnovers by West Virginia. Off of Oliver's foot, apparently. Gerard, Greer, and Dillon. Kent Dabney down low.
Now here's your triangle of 2.
Gerard's jumper. Good!
Yeah, I mean, that's what you said. Keep them legitimate. Shoot the shot. If you miss it, go get it. But shoot the shot.
Not often am I correct, but perhaps in that case I was.
You don't give yourself enough credit. You had to call right before. You could have put on a black and white jersey. You got the tie. You can coach.
Well, Bowman got fouled on the elbow on the baseline jump.
Now this, I believe, is 4 on Kent. There's the double. It's been there all night. The ticky-tack close.
So Calvin Bowman will go to the line. That's 4 on Rashad Kent. So 5:50 remaining. Kevin Bandon's got a decision to make. Right now, he's leaving him in there. Bowman misses. So both teams struggling a little bit now from the free throw line. Bowman, one of the team captains. He is 1 of 5 from the line tonight. Now 2 of 6.
Down the ball, 1 free throw.
56-55. Rutgers, 3 of the last 4 played between these two have come down to the final seconds. There's a timeout on the court. Are we headed for another one?
It certainly feels like that. The score is right where Rutgers wants it to be. As you may note, second in the conference in points per game, given up just 63 a game. So the pace of it being played the way they're used to it, and there it is. The problem for Rutgers has been they've just been burned by jump shots. You tell your guys in the Villanova game, the only thing that can hurt us is a 3, and they give Jermaine Medley that look at the bucket from the top of the key. He drains it. And then Armstead's shot at West Virginia Morgantown. He just flat out hits a great shot. You had Jeff Greer, you had the right defender on him, 6'5", long defender, stayed in front, did all the things you could ask. You lose a game on that kind of shot, what do you do?
Well, you hope that it evens out over the course of the season, but when it happens time and time again, you do start to wonder about your ability to win games in crunch time.
Yeah, and that was what Kevin said. He said it didn't start out as a mental thing with our team, but it certainly has gotten to that point, that 0 and 6, that inability to win in close situations. Now they're getting tested again. Do they believe they can make the plays at the end when necessary?
And this conference is so balanced, it's going to be difficult for the Scarlet Knights to climb back in, because look at all these quality teams now. Pittsburgh, Boston College, Providence. No easy marks in the Big East.
Now, Kevin will face, in the last 6 games, all the teams are either ranked or receiving votes, so it doesn't get any easier.
Tim Lyles called for the foul. He's got 4 now, so there is foul trouble all over the place. Sherrod got the bounce, having himself a good night. Mike Sherrod's got 9 points.
He's made very good decisions. He's known when to shoot it, when to get rid of it.
All in the second half, but he cannot convert the second. 2-point Scarlet Knights lead. 5:25 remaining. Villanova's, or rather, West Virginia's been good from outside the 3-point range. Yeager.
Wow, what a night he is having. And he's done it a lot of different ways. Doesn't have great size, but chooses to go back to the basket.
At Villanova earlier, Rutgers lost a 4-pointer. That kicked off their Big East regular season, and that one might have sent them spinning a little bit, because that was at Villanova. They had a big lead, couldn't hold on. Sherrod step back jumper.
Wow, maybe he's breaking out tonight, and this will be a huge confidence boost to his perimeter game.
He's got 11. So Mike Sherrod giving the shot, taking it tonight. Neil Catlett calls out the play. 4:34 remaining. Lyles, dribble drive, lost it. Yeager got another one.
The one guy.
Unstoppable right now.
That's called flow.
And Josh Yeager set a new career high, previously 18, 21 tonight.
You know, Rashad Kent no flow, and Yeager flow. He's got it going.
Billett still looking for his first field goal. Stripped by Bowman. Now the ball's loose. Sherrod got it back.
Yeah, he's made 3 key defensive plays. He's knocked down jumpers. This is a solid effort by Sherrod.
Rear hard drive, contact, and there'll be a foul on John Oliver. Jeff Greer just put his head down and was determined.
Yeah, I think he was frustrated by the turnover. His guys bailing out, get the ball back, and he just went to it. And he said, I'm going to attack. And Oliver, I think if Oliver had stayed low and not brought that chest up, that could have been a charge.
Could be a very, very key game for Rutgers. They're tied at 59 now. They have not shot free throws well this year. They have an opportunity here down the stretch at the foul line. As a team, they're 7 for 17. Greer misses the first, now the second, got that one. But should they be able to hold on and win it at the foul line, might help them turn it around. We will return. 3:52 remaining. 60-59, Rutgers over West Virginia. Rutgers, West Virginia going down to the wire once again. 1-point difference, 3:52 remaining. Tonight's game has been brought to you by BMW. Test drive the ultimate driving machine at your local BMW center. And by Cooper Tires, a lot of mileage for the money. Cooper Tires, drive on. And by Beck's, a beer of parts. Well, Josh Yeager leading West Virginia tonight, the sophomore out of Bellington, West Virginia, a career high. 21 points for him. Dubbed the Bellington Bomber as a player at Philip Barber High School down there in West Virginia. Has really given Gil Catlett a boost.
His aerial assault has been great from long range. He's posted up a little bit.
Kent's got 4 fouls. Oliver off the dish. Missed the shot. Bowman set him up perfectly, but it wouldn't go down.
Yeah, Bowman, you hesitate to make the pass the next time. He's got to have a guy that can clean up beside him, and that's, again, an instance where Chris Moss makes those plays.
Jeff Billett setting up the offense. Mike Sherrod's had a big night, 11 points. Billett being shut down. Shot Kent with his 4 personals.
Back to the triangle.
There's Billett for three. Not that time. Still can't buy a bucket.
Yeah, he got a shot at triangle and two, and he's still able to rub a defender and get a look.
And now, it seems to me, Doris, he's not letting it go. He's been front rim the last 4 times.
Yes. And you see the difference when a shooter gets in rhythm like Yeager versus Billett, who's had to work so hard and not found that rhythm.
0 for 9 is Billett. Hard drive to the goal. Sherrod on the outside with the hold. And once again, Tim Lyles will go to the line.
Lyles has got great quickness, and this quickness sells it here. Just change of pace. Sherrod not there in time. And it was the foul before Jeff Greer comes over.
And notice the great angle of the shoulder by Lyles as he got that step. Once he had that angle, it was almost impossible to stop him. But he's been on the foul line 10 times tonight. Now his 11th and 9 makes.
Yeah, you know, the free throws, the missed free throws, if you're Kevin Bannon, you're throwing your hands up, because that's a situation where he can't help his guys make shots there. You just got to count on your guys to put in the time and make those free throws.
Lyles a second and 2, and he's got that, and West Virginia has a 1-point lead, 2:35 remaining. So West Virginia, which has 3 close wins over Rutgers in the last 4 played between them, has a 1-point lead in the final minutes once again, and you wonder if it's going to work on Rutgers' mind. Sherrod dishing, Kent in trouble, kept it alive. Sherrod kicks to Greer for 3. Front rim. Yeager clears.
Sherrod, another great decision. Good patience with the basketball in his hands.
Now Lyles. Wild shot. Got away with it. Baked it home.
Oh, he traveled. There's no question about it.
And now timeout called by Kevin Bannon, who wants an explanation as to how Lyles got that off. Here's another look.
Well, in transition, it's Lyles. Here's the cross, but watch. Little happy feet.
That was more than traveling. That was a vacation.
Watch it.
At any rate, Lyles has been a thorn in the side of Rutgers tonight. He's given his team a 63-60 lead, and he has 14 points.
Yeah, Kevin Bannon was way out of the box, but you got to give him the ear because he was right. There was definitely a travel.
Lyles, 8th in the conference in assists with over 5. It's a timeout situation. Plenty of timeouts in effect for West Virginia. Rutgers has a couple. Possession arrow going to the Mountaineers. Kevin Bannon looking for his first Big East Conference win of the season.
Boy, for a guy, you think about if I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. He's got to be feeling like that. And you don't get that call, and you've had some shots go down against you.
Last year, Rutgers had that kind of luck as well. They lost 10 games by 6 points or less in a 15-16 season. So they're close. Sherrod almost turned it over. Now bounces it in, and that's going to be goaltender. Oliver went up, and probably is going to go in. But a break for Rutgers.
A solid second half of basketball by Sherrod. He's been aggressive and confident.
Scarlet Knights trying to get their fans behind them. Down by 1. Here's Lyles. Now Bowman does not shoot it. Pull-up jumper, good!
His speed makes Sherrod back off, and then the pinpoint pull. Tough to guard that.
Jim Lyles does a little bit of everything for Gale Catlett. Tonight he's got 16 points. Sherrod for 3. Back rimmed, tipped up. Dabney has it. Bounces it off Kent. Regains it. Kicks it out. It's all over the place, and Greer has it. Somehow Rutgers came up with it.
He got time, but now Kevin going to use one because he's got to get a good solid look at a 3 here.
65-62. 37.4 remaining. They've got 22 to shoot it. It'll be interesting to see how he plays it.
Yeah, and he's got plenty of time to make sure he gets a solid look at a three.
There are no fouls to give. Both teams have 10.
But you're setting your makes and your misses here, regardless of whether you stick it. If you don't stick it, you're telling guys who are the best opportunities to foul on the West Virginia side of things. We certainly don't want to foul Bowman. He's been sensational from the free throw line over the course of the last 2 games. 13 of 19 West Virginia on their evening here, 68%. And how about Rutgers? Just absolutely killing themselves from the free throw line. 8 of 18.
Well, the people getting to the line for Rutgers have not been their good free throw shooters. Rashad Kent, and you know what? He's going to get to the line a lot. So he's got to improve in that area if this team is going to improve as a group. 37.4 remaining. Todd Billett, 0 for 9, has not made a field goal tonight.
Yeah, again, that goes back to Lionel Armstead. Lionel Armstead stepped into this building tonight at the RAG and just flat out said, I'm going to make Todd Billett work for every single shot. When he does shoot it, I'm going to challenge his jump shots. And Armstead, I thought, was sensational all game long.
There's a look inside the West Virginia huddle. Tim Lyle's been sensational. Rutgers 4 of 15 from three-point range. They have not been good. You know, they're a good defensive team against threes, but tonight West Virginia's taken advantage of them.
Well, a 66% a team that typically is outshot in attempts from their opponent. It's not one of Gail Catlett's strengths. This season, the three-point shooting, he elects to go with Bowman as his primary scorer, and why not? The guy's been great.
As a team, West Virginia came in making 33% of their threes. They're 12th in the conference. But here tonight, they've made 6 of 9. Josh Yeager had a lot to do with that.
Yes, Yeager got his flow going early, and that's the key for a guy like Yeager. He's young, so if he knocks shots down early, then you really have got to get up into him.
Todd Billett has scored in every college game he has played. His career low is 3 in his second year from Christian Brothers. He has been shut out tonight, though.
Well, you've got some options here. You've got Greer and Billett as your best shooters, and those are the 2 guys you'd like to get the ball to. Maybe a solid screen or a stagger along the baseline to free one of those guys up.
Or do they go quickly to the basket and try to get a foul? Let's see. Sherrod hands to Greer on a weave. Up in the air, and he threw it away. He left his feet looking for Billett. And now West Virginia doesn't have to take a shot to end this game.
Yeah, now you got to foul immediately and try to deny guys who are good from the free throw line.
Lyle's in some trouble, and a whistle blows. A traveling violation.
Wow.
Tim Lyles, pinned against the sideline, walked.
And Gray makes that call from the opposite side of the floor.
Rutgers has another chance. Here's Billett. Can't get it off, though. Kicks to Greer. They're all over the arc. Dabney inside to Kent. Lost it for the moment. Lost it again. Ended up behind the basket. It's Mountaineers ball.
And Kent lost it on the way up. Kevin trying to say a little tip.
West Virginia guarded the three-point area perfectly. Kent nearly stole it, or rather Greer. 15.5 remaining.
And at this point, you cannot be selective. Whoever gets it on the inbounds, you got to hit them right away.
Trying to substitute is Gail Catlett. Bowman's going to come out. So is Oliver. So he takes all the big men out. Goes with ball handler types. Brooks Berry will inbound. Hewitt, Armstead. Berry to Yeager. Got a foul. They finally do. It's Brooks Berry to go to the line with 11.7 remaining.
Well, there's plenty of time here. Greer had his head down momentarily. You got to go ahead and hit. He wasn't thinking on the inbound, didn't hit him right away. You waste a couple precious seconds.
One of those costly mistakes that you will think about. Greer left his feet before he let go of the ball and was in no man's land and threw it away. But free throw shooting will haunt Rutgers if they lose this game.
That was the big one.
20th attempt. And West Virginia has made good. 66-62.
Those are faces that have seen this situation before. They made a great run out, scored them 15-5 to open the second half, get a 5-point lead.
Barry has them both, and now West Virginia wants a timeout. They will get it. 67-62. 5-point lead for the Mountaineers, hitting for their second conference win, and they are confident now. After Brooks-Berry made those two, they're going to get it.
And this will be the 6th time in 7 Big East outings where Rutgers will probably lose a game by single digits.
Coming up next Saturday, St. John's visits Virginia Tech. Notre Dame against Georgetown. Both games at noon on January 27th. Notre Dame game with Georgetown should be a good one, and Virginia Tech has a win at home in the Big East in their first year in the conference.
What a job Craig Esherick has done. You look around the Big East Conference and you've got guys who've done a great job coaching. Certainly Al Skinner at Boston College, Tim Welsh at Providence, but what about Craig Esherick and the depth and the athleticism? Mike Sweetney, an outstanding freshman. And you think about the top 4 teams in the country, and certainly Duke and Stanford. Those top teams, and then that next tier of teams. Georgetown's got to be listed amongst that next tier after the top 4.
Sherrod goes through the defense, lays it up, and a timeout called, so it took him 5 seconds to get 2 points back. 5.7 remaining, and Rutgers out of timeouts. West Virginia still has 1 remaining.
Danny Early still talking to Donnie Gray, and that one call on the travel where Lyles hits that shot, that really is a turning point of this ball game.
So Rutgers now, should they lose here, has Syracuse on the road next Saturday, and then at Seton Hall on February 4th. A week ago, Lionel Armstead, with a game tied at 68, needed to make this shot to give the Mountaineers a win, and he didn't. Jeff Greer's last-second heave caught some iron, but it didn't go in. And West Virginia, that has Rutgers' numbers, able to win by 2, and that's not an easy shot.
Falling away with Jeff Greer. Their first option was Calvin Bowman, and Sean Oksani did a great job denying the post. Forced Armstead to beat him with a very tough shot, and that's about the luck that Rutgers has had this season.
Lionel Armstead has 16 tonight. He made 6 of his 7 field goal attempts. Some of the crowd filing out. Tough times for the Scarlet Knights.
Help is on the way. He's going to graduate 2 guys, Kevin Bannon, but he will get 6 in. And you think about the guys coming. He's certainly got some reinforcements on the way. Bob Gibbons talking about the Rutgers staff and saying that those guys probably nailed a top 3 recruiting class in the Big East Conference in their early side. So there is help on the way for Rutgers.
We've got to find a way to get something going in the conference. 0-6 coming in. And here's the inbound from Brooks-Berry. Has it to Lyles, and he gets run down. 2 seconds tick off the clock. But Tim Lyles has been money tonight on the free throw line. 5'11" sophomore from Baltimore.
And he's a guy, along with Armstead, they're undersized for Gale Catlett, but defensively they make some things happen. Armstead's defense on Billett was a huge part of this ball game. Lyles' decision-making has been critical.
Lyles last year was averaging 8 points as a freshman. Now he's up to 12, and he's got 16 here tonight. So improving almost daily for Gale Catlett. And that one doesn't go in.
Wow. There is life in the Rutgers sideline here.
So 3.7, Lyles has another opportunity to make it a 2-possession game. Wholesale substitutions, the big men coming out.
And all the three-point shooters, Fox, Thompson, 5 options now offensively for the 3.
So Jeff Greer, who was on his way to a career night, finishes with 23 unless something happens here in the final 3.7. Lyles missed that one. Rebounded. Sherrod has it. And a foul called have been a good move by West Virginia.
Yeah, he's only going to get the 2 free throws. The bonus. So he'll take 2 shots, but you can't get beat with the 3. Oliver walks over to Catlett.
A 1.3 will get 2 shots. Here's another look.
You got the miss you needed. And Oliver, as you start to head up court, Sherrod turns and he gives him the little body check. Donnie Gray quickly makes the body call, but you're right, that doesn't hurt him because they're only giving up 2 free throws.
They're down 3. Sherrod gets 2 free throws. He's got to make the first.
Back rim the second and get your guys off their feet now. I'm surprised you don't make some subs, although they're sitting there, and wisely so. Kent and Dabney sitting at the table to go ahead and get those guys in for a tip opportunity.
He makes this. Let's see what happens. Sherrod at the line. He's got 11 points on the night. And he didn't make it. Front rimmed it. And now he's got to miss this and hope it kicks out to three-point land and somebody puts a prayer in. All in 1.3 seconds. Sherrod needed that one to give him a chance for a 2. Now he didn't hit the rim.
Yeah, and that's a violation. Goes right to West Virginia. They get their subs in.
67-64. Mike Sherrod. A blank trip to the free throw line. And West Virginia will inbound it and try to win it. They get it in. They threw it away. Billett couldn't come up with it. And Armstead stuffs it before the buzzer, or after the buzzer. It probably won't count. 67-64, 8 of 20 from the free throw line for Rutgers tonight.
Gail Catlett, a quick tip to Kevin Bannon, keep your head up. They were in another ball game, can't come out with it.
Mountaineers 2-3 in the conference. Rutgers drops to 0-7. Thanks to our stage manager, Diane Merson, Rich Brashear, Bob Anderson as well in stats. This is Mike Crispino for Doris Burke. The Mountaineers have won another close one, 4 times in the last 5 against the Scarlet Knights. This has been a presentation of ESPN Plus, the worldwide